What's up? What's up? What's going on, guys? It's your boy Rico, aka RockStarrFX here, back with another video. And today we're doing another live trading session on the Nadex platform. Now, if you guys watched my last one that we just uploaded about a day or two ago, then you know that, as I said in that video, I started trading on the Nadex platform kind of like more focusedly and more really diving into it in about mid-January going into February of this year, after finding out in December that I was actually going to be an educator for IM Mastery Academy, and I could no longer trade on an unregulated platform. Nadex was the only option for me here in the United States. Now, if you guys have ever traded binary options before, you know that trading on Nadex is completely different than any other binary options platform, like anyone whatsoever. It's completely different. And what I found is that it trades very similar to stock options in the sense in which you have strike prices, you have contracts, you have in the money positions, out of the money positions, so on and so forth. And in seeing all of that and knowing that obviously it trades so much different than regular binary options, I already knew in the back of my head that I was going to have to completely change not my strategy, but the way that I looked at the markets and the way that I actually traded in terms of binary options. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys a few trades that I took for the day. I started off really small in the beginning with a small account, I believe about, if I'm not mistaken, around $400 to $500. And my goal was just to place about 2 trades per day just to get the hang and get the sway of actually trading on the platform, get used to all of its features, how everything worked, kind of figuring out if I wanted to do more of the longer term positions out of the money, which gives me a greater reward with a smaller risk, or if I wanted to stick to the more short term scalping positions, which we all love in trading binary options. So here's another session of me trading Nadex, longer term contracts, about 1 to 2 hours long. All in all, still slapping the markets just as we do. So hope you enjoy, and let's get to it. All right, guys, so jumping straight into it, as you guys seen in the last video as well, we have 2 positions open right now. One which is more of, I would say, at the money, and one that is a little bit more out of the money. Now, again, the reason why I was doing this was to kind of figure out what kind of trades were best risk to reward wise, and how long I wanted to stay in each trade expiration wise. So just looking at our charts, and we'll go ahead and we'll pause it really quick, because I know I tend to move really fast when it comes to trading in the markets. I want to go ahead and pause it for you guys so that you guys can see exactly what it was that I was looking at. So as I told you guys before, if you guys typically watch me, you watch some of my old trading sessions where I was only in the trades for about 3 minutes, 5 minutes long, then you know that I really didn't do like, I didn't look up at the higher time frames, okay? Because I was only in the trade for about 3 minutes. I didn't really feel the need to worry about what's going on, you know, on the hour, the 4 hour, the daily, so on and so forth. But because these are more longer term trades, I kind of trial and error. I mean, just coming back to trading in general, I know how the markets work. I've been trading for a pretty long time now. And my instinct automatically kicked in and say, you know what, if I'm going to be taking longer term positions, then I have to look at the higher time frames as well, just to see if we can get some correlation in terms of what the markets are doing on not just a short time frame that I look at, but on some of the other time frames too. Now, you guys know that my favorite time frame to trade on in binary options is always the 5 minute, because we are scalping, and the 5 minute time frame tends to be a very big or very common time frame for scalpers around the world. Just how it is, right? So I always have my 5 minute up there, but what I was also doing is because I was taking 1 to 2 hour positions, I also felt the need to look at the 1 hour time frame as well. And then I was kind of more or less using the 30 minute as my entry point. So the 30 minute was my chart, it was my main chart, if that makes sense. So the 30 minute was my main chart. I was looking at that for all of my confirmations, and then what I was doing is checking the 1 hour to see if we get some correlation, and then checking the 5 minute just to see if maybe we can get an earlier reaction and get in at an earlier time or a better strike price, if that makes sense. Now, as we're looking at this chart right here, you guys can see I definitely did get in a little bit early. In fact, you can't see it here, but on my 5 minute, I know I wouldn't have entered this without getting my stochastic cross and everything looking good. And the 2 positions are already open, which means most likely either on the 5 minute or the 15 minute, we got the stochastic cross and the DMI was looking good, as we usually look for. As you guys can see as well, on all 3 time frames, we are getting a nice bounce off of the trend line, which is a big plus. And on the 30 minute, we're starting to get that stochastic cross to the upside, as well as the DMI is pushing up too, which is obviously, that's what we want to see. We're in this trade probably for over an hour right now that's left in the expiration. So the fact that it is starting to make its move now, it just shows me that we have time to be able to clear this trade. Now, the white line, we kind of switched it up from the last video, but the white line on my screen right here, this is the, that's where my entry is at. So we're a little bit below entry, all right? But as you guys see, we're starting to cross above entry right now. So everything is looking good. I'm pretty sure that that bluish green line at the top, that is definitely not my entry. I'm pretty sure that's more of like resistance that I was looking at, or potential area where we could get a reaction in the market to, you know, kind of bounce. So always have that marked up on the chart. But let's go ahead and take a look at what's happening on Nadex. Okay, cool. So yeah, look, you guys. So right now on Nadex, I'm just looking at the different strike prices, seeing where we can get those potential bounces at. As you guys can see, I also have my trend line open on Nadex too. What's actually really cool about Nadex is that you actually can do markups and stuff like that on the Nadex platform. So they have pretty much a lot of the tools that TradingView has that I use anyway, the horizontal line, you know, the trend line, so on and so forth, which is pretally dope because, again, it gives you more of a visual on what it is that, you know, that you're looking at as you're trading it. And on Nadex, if you guys look to the top left, actually, no, you can't even see it. So right here, I'm just looking around to see, like, you know, exactly what's going on. Now, I do want to point out again, you know, when it comes to P&L, I want you guys to see right now, these are both buy positions, right? So right now, we're actually under our buy position, which means we're losing. So even the one that's on the bottom is losing, but the P&L shows green. That is because my probability of clearing that trade in the money is actually high. All right, which also indicates that, hey, my analysis was pretty good as well. But being that my probability of clearing the trade in the money is high, there are other people looking to getting at the price, you know, wanting to pay in, so on and so forth. And that's the cool part about Nadex is that you're not trading against the broker. You're trading against other people. You're trading against other traders based on contracts, you know, where it is that other people want to get in, whether they're looking to buy, sell, so on and so forth. You're almost trading against each other. It's like a game in a sense, right? So you're not trading against the broker, which is really good because you guys know you trade against the broker, likely, you're more likely to lose. It's like going to the casino, right? You don't want to trade against or bet against the house. You're most likely to lose. But the reason why I'm pointing this out to you guys is because, as you guys can see, even though I'm losing both positions right now, just a few seconds ago, they both were selling off in a profit. Now, the top one, well, the first one here, the one that I'm closest to, I can still close this trade for a win. So as you guys can see there, right now, I can close this trade for a $5 profit. Now, that's if I were to close the trade early right now and not let it expire. So now both of them are actually showing a profit. Oh, now it jumped down a little bit. But again, that's if I were to close the trade early and not wait till expiration. So that's, again, we spoke about this as well. And I'll go ahead and I'll take off my webcam so you guys can see. We spoke about this as well. You can actually close your trade early and minimize that loss, or just, you know, be able to scout the markets, get in for a few dollars and hop out without taking, you know, a potential loss or whatever the case may be. So that's actually really cool about the Nadex platform. And the more we do these videos, the more you'll see that I actually start to learn this, because in the beginning, I was so set on trading binary options the way that most people know how to trade it, which is holding a trade until expiration, right? And as we progress in these videos, in fact, I believe we have one more, and then we're going to get into how it is that I actually trade Nadex now. You guys are going to start to see that I kind of enter these trades with more of a scalping mindset, which is getting in the markets and getting out literally within about 1 to 2 minutes with some good profits, while also minimizing my risk. And we've just been absolutely slapping it. So I know when we get to that point, you guys are going to really enjoy those videos, and I know I'm going to help a lot of people out when it comes to understanding and learning how to trade on the platform. But right now, both trades are still losing. We still are looking at a gain for both of them if we were to close them out early. I obviously am not going to do that because if they're offering me that money, a lot of the times it's because, you know, they think I'm going to win, right? So if other people are looking to get into the position, obviously there's something that's going on there that they want to get in at the price in which it's currently going for. Which will make me a little bit of money, get them in at the price that they want to get in at, but obviously I lose my position. So I'm going to let this bad boy ride out. As you guys can see on all of my time frames, when we were looking at TradingView, the markups, the analysis, and everything was good on these trades. So I'm not too worried. On top of that, as you guys can see, we're literally smacking that trend line right there. And this is the 15-minute time frame on Nadex. Smacking that trend line, everything is looking good. So super confident in this trade. Now, as I was doing these long-term positions a while back, very often, and I mentioned this in the last video as well, very often I did not sit there on my computer and watch these trades for 2 hours. Like that would literally, I would be pulling my hair out by the end of it. So a lot of the times, and what's really cool, there actually is a mobile version that you guys can actually put on your phone, especially if you have an iPhone. You can save it to the home screen of your phone and get the mobile version of Nadex. It's not an app. It's not an app, so I do want to clarify that. But there is a mobile version. I'll see if I can show that to you guys. See that, the big N right there? You go ahead and you click it, and it'll pull you right up to the mobile version on your phone, which is pretty dope. So what I actually did was, as you guys can see, after it sat idle for a few minutes on my computer, it actually logged me out. But I was still monitoring these trades on my phone as I was walking around my house. I went and took a shower and everything like that. What I actually did is the top position, I ended up closing that one with a profit because I wasn't necessarily sure that the market was going to make it all the way up to that point by expiration. Now remember, I took 2 different strike prices for the same exact expiration with the purpose of testing them out and seeing which one would pan out the best in the end. So I closed the one that was further out, and I kept open the one that was more closer to obviously where the markets was at when I first entered. So I closed the first one with a small profit, but again, Nadex allows you to exit those trades with profit without waiting till expiration. So even though the markets didn't come up to that price yet when I had exited, I exited through my phone. Even though it didn't happen, I was still able to close that trade with a small profit. As you guys can see, before we even left, both trades were in profit. We're able to close with a profit before the market even came to that point. So the top one I already closed. The second one, which was the one more closer to where market was currently at, I was very confident that that one was going to actually close above expiration. So I kept that one open. So top one, I closed out with a small profit. Second one, I let ride all the way to expiration. As you guys can see right now, we have 1 minute and 30 seconds left on this trade. Markets are starting to reverse, and we have a red line right here going across. This red line is actually where I marked up to tell myself that this is a potential resistance. Markets will probably hit that and bounce. As you guys can see, the markets did hit that and bounce. But again, I was confident that it wasn't going to bounce and come all the way down to where my entry point was at and go below that. And that's the biggest thing too. For that to have happened, it would literally have required the markets to drop about 10 pips in 1 minute. So I was pretty confident that that was not going to happen. I didn't think it was going to drop 10 pips in 1 minute or even in 5 minutes. I didn't think it was going to drop 10 pips in 5 minutes because the way that the markets were moving this morning, as you guys can see, it was moving so slow the entire morning. So I had no worry in me whatsoever. I was pretty confident it was going to ride out. I was going to go ahead and clear this trade. 26 seconds left in the position, and we are still in heavy profits. 2 wins for the day. So I went ahead, I hit my target goal. I also got a good understanding of, okay, when I'm doing these 1 hour positions or these 2 hour positions, I think an at the money position is a little bit better than going out of the money. And that was my overall goal, was to really understand and start to learn the different strike prices and how they work. So we cleared that trade, as you guys can see. Looking at my trade view charts, everything looked good. Everything panned out just as we thought. And if you guys are familiar with the 200 moving average as well, I talk about this all the time. On the 5 minute, the reason why we got a nice reaction there, on the 5 minute, we got a nice bounce right here off the 200. This is what caused the reversal down, right? Which is also where the red line was at on my Nadex, as well as on the 15 minute, this was the middle Bollinger Band. And as you guys can see, we have a nice look. Here we have the high point, then we got a lower high, and then it will drop down to create another lower high, so on and so forth. We also got our stochastic cross and everything else pointing into the downward direction. And this is why the market started to go down. So hopefully this made sense. Hopefully you guys learned just a little bit from this video. Again, rushing through these older, longer term positions on Nadex. But hopefully you guys enjoy them just as much, because I want you guys to see the process of what it took for me to get to where it is that I'm at today on the Nadex platform, so that you can understand, as somebody that's brand new, that even the traders like me, the people that you watch, the people that are crushing it in the markets, we started off just like you. And 6 months ago, I had no clue what it was I was doing on Nadex, and now we're absolutely slapping the market. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Continue to share these videos out with people that you think might enjoy them. And as always, this is your boy Rico, aka RockStarrFX. I'm out. Peace. Feel just like a rock star.